I'm here because for the simple fact, me and my ex-girlfriend Florence, I was stressed out, went to the house, got in the house and stabbed.
Okay.
And what I should have did, instead of calling the police, I called my mom. Instead of calling my mom, I should have called the police. Truly, truly big mistake. Wrong decision, stressed out, listening to other people when I should have, because I knew Florence better than that. And not on top of that, it was just bad, poor decision. Poor decision. Because not only I heard it Florence, I heard it my mom, because they was close friends, you know, and big, huge part of my mistake. Only reason why I can say I did it, really because it was the honest truth. I was stressed out, I was illness, and I ain't never talked about that on the last on the last parole board hearing. I didn't speak on that, and really that was the reason why. It wasn't because I was angry or I was upset, mad with Florence or anything else. It was just, me being stupid. Me being stupid. And I hope every day I pray that she forgives. Every day. Every day. Every day. I really, truly hope that she be.
Okay. All right, Warden, what kind of fellow has he been?
Far as incarceration, he goes, he hadn't had a write-up since 2014, and that was a fight back then. He's a dorm rep, which every housing area has a representative that we have meetings once a month. They bring forth issues that we can talk about and things like that. So he's a dorm rep, works in the warehouse, and he doesn't give us any trouble as far as that goes.
Okay. Thank you, Warden. We appreciate that. Well, we're going to move on to those in support, and we'll first hear from, we've got three people that are going to be speaking on Zoom. We have two cousins and a mother. The mother's Patsy Alexander, and then Wendy Alexander and Adrian Angel are going to be speaking on behalf of you. They're all on Zoom, so we'll go straight into the mother, talking to the mother. And when we talk, let your remarks to 2 to 3 minutes, which is a lot longer than it sounds. But we have a number of people that want to speak. Then we'll have some people that want to speak in opposition. So, Miss Patsy Alexander, the mother of Cornell Alexander, would you give us your thoughts on why he should be paroled?
Yes, as matter of fact, my name is Patsy. I'm Cornell's mom. I find that Cornell showed a lot of accountability for his mistakes, for his actions, and I know he showed a lot of displayed and oh Lord, forgive me, and compassion. And also, I feel that Cornell matured a lot since he was for the time that he spent in prison. And also, I think Cornell could have the potential and be productive as a member of the society. And I feel that I know he is so sorry about what happened and the day that it happened. And that's all I have to say.
Okay.
But I think he could do well in society as a member of the society.
Okay. Thank you very much for your remarks. We'll move on to Wendy Alexander, her cousin. Wendy, okay, you're there. Good. Good morning.
Sorry about that. I muted automatically. My name is Wendy Alexander. Cornell is actually my second cousin. Cornell and I have always, he's actually my god brother as well. His father was my godparent and my first cousin. We've always had a very special and close relationship. He is inherently a very good person. I'm not excusing the behavior. He has made some mistakes in his life, but I do believe in redemption. I know that he is sorry for his actions. He's definitely said here that he has remorse and has apologized for his actions. And I believe that he has served his time and should have an opportunity to spend the rest of his life with his family, and so that he can be a productive member of society.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. Nice words from a second cousin. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to Adrian Angel. Is Miss Angel available?
I'm sorry. Yes, I am. I was trying
Okay.
to. I'm trying to
Thank
mute
you.
myself.
Appreciate you being there. Are you a cousin or a second cousin?
I'm a first cousin of Cornell Alexander, also his big sister.
Okay.
Cornell and I have a very close relationship, and I feel that through speaking to him on occasions, that he has a lot of remorse for what has been done. And I also feel that, through being incarcerated, that he realized that the decisions that he made in life was not the right decisions. But after being incarcerated for so many years, that he also realized that, it is consequences that you have to suffer through whenever you do things that you shouldn't be doing. I feel he has matured a lot, and he has a very supportive family, and we will be very supportive of him. And that, through maturity, he realized his actions that was done was not correct, but he will do well in society. Is my decisions, is my feelings.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you coming forward and telling us that. And we'll take that into consideration also. We'll move on now to the opposition, folks that are opposed, and we'll speak to Miss Florence Mason first. Miss Mason, are you on the? There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am here. I am Florence Mason. I oppose and will always oppose because Cornell Alexander, after he stabbed me, I pleaded with him when I was bleeding after that over and over and over to call the authorities, which he refused. He got on after stabbing me with me helpless. He got on top of me and sexually assaulted me. He did not think of my 3 minor kids, leaving them without a mom. My lungs was collapsing when he finally decided to call someone. He called his mother, which seemed like hours passed. Back then, I was going in and out. When his mom came, she screamed, "What did you do? What did you do? What did you do, Cornel? What did you do, Cornel?" She ran to the neighbor, Miss Costley, and she called 911.
All right. Well, thank you.
And also, he has never apologized for his actions. When we initially went to court, he told when Mr. Cedars asked if he would like to speak or apologize to Ms. Mason, he said he didn't have anything to say. All he could say was it didn't have nothing to do with me, but yet it was me that he did it to.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate that. We're sorry for whatever we can say that it occurred. Okay, we'll move on to Kelsey Mason, who is there. I assume that's Kelsey.
Yes, sir, I am Kelsey. So I am here in support of my mother, Florence Mason. I'm Kelsey Mason, and I also oppose to his release. So I was not a part of the prior hearing, but I was, asked by my mother to help assist her today. So all I could think about at that time, being a young child, so a child who was used to her mother picking her up from the daycare, with my sibling at the time, not being there that day, and me asking the questions, "Where is mom? Where is mom? Where is mom?" And my aunt at the time, who picked us up, she would not tell us until we took a short drive to Lafayette, and then she finally said. So I could not even imagine what my life would have been like losing my mom, and fast forwarding to now if I didn't have her here, and the mother that she is to us. But I do remember those days of living with my grandparents for almost a month or 2 months after the incident, living with my grandparents in the transition of having to move out of our home because my mom didn't feel safe. Even knowing that he was incarcerated, she didn't feel safe. And even upon us finally returning home, I could remember my mother calling the victims, and I may be saying the name wrong, but the Victims Association, calling literally every single day before we would step foot in our home to make sure that he was still incarcerated. So I think the long lasting trauma of that as a child and growing into that as an adult and that being a part of like my testimony as an adult, I think that within itself is traumatic. And just my mom thinking about the outcome if he is granted, parole of, things that she has to do to feel safe mentally, emotionally, is has also caused some trauma as well. So I do thank you for allowing me to speak today and that you take our words into consideration.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate y'all coming forward. I know it's difficult, and we'll take what you had to say very seriously, and we apologize for whatever that means. I'm sorry that it occurred. Okay, we'll move on now to Tony Phillips. Mr. Phillips, are you on the? There you go. I assume is that a Tony? Is that a man, Tony, or?
I'm a female, sir.
Okay. Would you talk to us and tell us what's on your mind and why you were opposed?
Good afternoon. I am the first victim, his son's mother. My case has always been overlooked, I guess, because I've never came to a parole hearing for my own personal healing. He should never forget how he gutted me like a fish with a dinner fork. And as my 3-year-old son sat in my blood, he whispered the words, "If I can't have you, no one will." He left me for dead, and if it had not been for my younger brother, I'd still be dead today. He ripped me through my cervix, causing extensive damage to my uterus and my fallopian tubes. I was told at 19 years old I'd never be able to conceive again. If I would conceive, I would never. 5 years later, I died poverty, I pain, depression, and I will live. I have a history with the family, and it's a good one. But I've hidden my hands for too long while my incident got overlooked. Today confirms he still has no remorse for what he's done to me and no accountability. Only excuses. As you could see, he doesn't even mention it. As the last parole hearing, he didn't even mention it. Every time he was asked, he overlooked it and spoke of our son. And what's sad is our son is 36 years old and he still yearns for the love and presence of his father, who he's probably seen 6 years out of 36 inconsecutively. And what may seem as a blessing to his family to have him home may this time be a death sentence to another woman. The manipulation and the desperation of loved ones yearning for a rehabilitated man who probably will never be rehabilitated bothers me. I'm very fearful of what he can do if he gets out. I feel he will offend again, and I feel he is a threat. And I say that with every being in me because I know my son loves his father and I've never kept him from him. But today, as a certified victim advocate, I have a voice. And the very thing that tore Miss Mason and I apart now brought us together. We have been friends since the incident. And the very thing that brings us together now is him. I'm sorry if I seem bothered, but it hurts like hell. It hurts like the first day he did it. And it was no, I'm sorry's. It was pure manipulation by family members to make me feel guilty to speak on my son's father. So today, I say it with every being in me. You need rehabilitation. You need help. Thank you, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Ms. Phillips. And, again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you feel like, or that you're, I don't know, I wasn't there, but that you weren't listened to or your case was overlooked. It certainly wasn't overlooked in our notes because we all read your case. I assume that's, I think it was in 1992, if I remember, a good bit before this particular case, the incident case that we're on. But we're very familiar with your case and how horrible it was. And I'm very sorry for your injuries, both physically and mentally, and those of your children. And so I just wanted to be sure to say that. Thank you for appearing before us today on Zoom. Okay, we've heard, this case is assigned to me, Mr. Alexander. We've heard people speak on your behalf, and we've heard people speak against. And having read the case thoroughly on a couple of occasions, because it took that much, I've got a, I don't know if I got any questions or not. The case was, the first case was so horrible, and the second was just as horrible, but in a different way. How long did that lady stay on the floor after you stabbed her?
30 minutes, maybe an hour.
About an hour while she bled, huh? Okay. I could go on and on, but I choose not to. How long have you been in jail?
22 and a half, sir.
22 and a half? And how long was your sentence?
45.
45? Okay. I don't have any other questions.
I just want to ask clarification there. Actually, we have a 50-year sentence. Has he had pre-release?
No, ma'am. No.
No. Has he had substance abuse? Certified substance abuse treatment program?
No, I don't see anything in here. What is it? I don't see it in my, he had sex offenders treatment and, health care provider treatment before. I don't, it does AANA, but that's not.
That's not true. Okay.
No, he didn't.
Question.
Ms. Evans?
Mine is just, first of all, I want to congratulate the survivors of your crime. Your crime was heinous, it was brutal, and it was a rape. I've never read of anything like that on here. Both of them ended up with ambulances, and they had emergency surgeries. And we did hear the testimony of one of your ladies that, you know, her injuries are lifelong. So I think you did exactly what you wanted to do that day. That's what you said you wanted to do, and that's what you did. You heard it to the max. It's a miracle that they're still alive, and they feel safe as long as you're in jail. So I think that's where you need to be.
Okay, are there any other questions? No questions. I think it's time to vote, and I'll be the first to vote. And for a number of reasons, but mainly because of the seriousness of the crime, I think y'all spend your whole time in prison. My vote is to deny.
My vote is to deny. I concur with Mr. Prater. Crimes were heinous, brutal, and you need to serve your entire years.
My vote is to concur and deny. I'm not going to say what I feel like I need to say. You can deny.
Thank you. Thank you. As of 11:52, your parole's been denied. Thank you, Warden.
In my opinion, criminals convicted of these crimes should not even be granted the opportunity for parole. Please let me know if you agree, and hit subscribe if you like this video for more videos every week.